Station of Zambia. Cheers.
Ozeron Funeral Services, under the supervision of Mr. Ronald Chimpanga, the Director of Operations, offers the following services: body care, caskets, coffins, tombstones, and long-distance transport. We also provide tents, chairs, and lowering machines. Find us in Lusaka at UTH and Charleston. Contact us on the number 0976 161213. That is 0976 161213. Or contact us via our 24/7 hotline on 0975 442107. We also have branches in Monze, Luansha, Chongwe, and Livingston. Ozeron Funeral Services. Come for affordable and quality services.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, aircon filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
World of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news at 18:30. The headlines. Department of Immigration responds to allegations that it breached court order and deported Chinese investors. Chongwe farmer urges residents to halt deforestation. African bishops, a special case on same-sex blessings. And now with the news in detail, my name is Judith Mwabe. The Department of Immigration has refuted assertions by the Zambian Civil Liberties Union that it deliberately disregarded a court order for 2 Chinese nationals to enter Zambia to attend judicial review proceedings. This follows a statement issued earlier today in which the Zambian Civil Liberties Union has condemned the recent Department of Immigration's alleged disregard of High Court orders in a case involving 3 Chinese and Korean business investors identified as Han Hobei, Pan Peng, and Xia Yuji. But Immigration Public Relations Officer Namatin Shinka has contended that the department was never served with any court order and merely advised the 2 Chinese, Pang Peng and Jia Yuji, through their lawyers to follow the correct procedure. Mr. Shinka has, however, acknowledged that it is true that the duo was arrested for the offences of trafficking in persons, benefiting from the services of victims of sexual exploitation, and giving false information to an immigration officer. He explains that the department took the matter to court through the National Prosecution Authority and the state a non prosequi. Mr. Nshinka says on 31st December 2023, the duo was deported from the country pursuant to Section 39 of the Immigration and Deportation Act No. 18 of 2010 of the laws of Zambia. He says on Saturday, 27th January 2024, the deportees attempted to return to the country via Kenneth Kaunda International Airport without being exempted from deportation by the Minister of Home Affairs and were refused entry.
The department took the matter to court through the National Prosecution Authority, and the state entered a nolle prosequi. Consequently, on 31st December 2023, the duo was deported from the country pursuant to Section 39(2) of the Immigration and Deportation Act No. 18 of 2010 of the laws of Zambia. And on Saturday, 27th January 2024, the deportees attempted to return to the country via Kenneth Kaunda International Airport without being exempted from the deportation by the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, and were refused entry.
The country has, in the last 24 hours, recorded 10 deaths from the cholera outbreak. Speaking during a press briefing on the cholera situation in the country, Health Minister Sylvia Masebo says 6 were community deaths and 4 facility deaths. Ms. Masebo says this brings the cumulative total of lives lost during this outbreak to 584. She says the country recorded a total of 295 cases in the last 24 hours. Ms. Masebo says these cases were recorded as 216 in Lusaka, 12 in Copperbelt, 38 in Central Province, 24 in Southern Province, 4 in Eastern Province, and 1 in Northwestern Province. She says Lusaka District remains at the forefront of this outbreak as the epicenter, reporting 171 cases in the past 24 hours out of the 216 cases.
We recorded a total of 295 cases in the last 24 hours. These cases were recorded as 216 cases in Lusaka, 12 cases in Copperbelt, 38 in Central Province, 24 in Southern Province, 4 in Eastern Province, and 1 in Northwestern Province.
UPND Lusaka Province Youth Chairperson Anderson Banda has warned opposition leaders against issuing personal attack statements against President Hakainde Hichilema. Mr. Banda says the party will not condone political leaders who are in the habit of issuing political statements targeting the head of state as an individual. He says politicians that issue political statements to demean the Republican president should not complain, as the ruling party will approach them politically. Speaking during a media briefing in Lusaka today, Mr. Banda says the ruling party has an open door policy, and any opposition leader who feels aggrieved has the right to engage those in government.
I want to advise them that they should avoid doing that, because the president has got people who love him. And part of the group that loves the president is us, the young people of UPND, who are seeing the benefit, like the benefits which I've just outlined. So we urge people like KBF, Bafredi Membe, Changala, and others to sober up and appreciate the environment which the UPND government has created in our country.
The Zambia National Education Coalition has expressed concern that boys did not perform as well as the girls in 2023 Grade 12 school and teacher education examinations. In a statement, Organization Executive Director George Hamusunga says there is need for the government to investigate this in order to address the root causes of the problem. Mr. Hamusunga says it is also important that the Examinations Council of Zambia generates research evidence on why so many candidates register but fail to sit for examinations. He says evidence can help the government devise effective strategies for addressing the problem, as having 3,093 candidates absent from examination at grade 12 is costly and retrogressive. Mr. Hamusunga is hopeful that the government will continue deploying more teachers in schools as the number of teachers who are graduating continues to increase. A smallholder farmer of Chongwe district has called on the residents in the area to stop engaging in acts of deforestation through charcoal burning. Jennifer, whose agricultural yields has been heavily impacted by the recent dry spells, is advocating for an end to the cutting down of trees for charcoal burning in order to help minimize the impacts of climate change on agriculture. Our staffer, Christopher Chisi, recently visited Chongwe district and filed in this report.
This is Jennifer, a Chongwe district-based smallholder farmer, speaking out against acts of deforestation caused by charcoal burning. Jennifer, who has been facing a significant decline in agricultural yields due to dry spells in the area, is advocating for an end to the cutting down of trees for charcoal burning. This reporter also interviewed Senior Headman Shimwami of Chieftainess Nkomesha's chiefdom to understand the extent to which the area has been ravaged by acts of deforestation.
Kuno vajuva malasha mapiri asila yonse mitengo vaingojuva kupanga malasha so chatileterera mvula yachepa tankala na vuto kuli zuva ikali maningi chifukwa chakuti kulibe vimfwile zuva inga ichaya chape solo uyenda so ni tukutaweka yeka chifukwa kulibe vimfwile pepo kulibe mpepo yozizila kuli mpepo ya kupya chifukwa cha mitengo kulibe.
Chongwe district, situated in the eastern is grappling with deforestation, as statistics from the Global Forest Watch shows that the district in 2022 lost 531 hectares of tree cover out of 148,000 hectares. This situation has received the attention of World Vision Zambia, which has partnered with Valan Beverages and the Zambian government through the Department of Forest to combat the effects of climate change. The partnership will see the planting of 1,000 indigenous and 500 fruit trees at 5 schools in Chongwe district. Jason Befas, the World Vision Zambia Communication Director in the Resources Acquisition, explains that the tree planting exercise is under the Greener Community Campaign, which aims to end deforestation and reduce climate change by planting trees covering 1 million hectares of land in Zambia by the year 2030.
We'll be providing tree seedlings to 5 schools in Chongwe. This is the start of it, the first school, and then we'll be doing 4 other schools, about 1,500 to 2,000 seedlings. We're still looking at whether it's fruit trees. The blend of the fruit trees are a bit more expensive, and then the trees that we're planting today are more the pine ones that are a bit cheaper, but it'll be around that much, but it'll be covering the 5 schools in Chongwe.
The move by World Vision Zambia has been welcomed by Senior Headman Shimwami, who is calling on the locals to support the initiative.
Imitengo amene yatuletera ba World Vision nifuna kupemba boma ngati chikwanisika boma ifetereza amene watipasa mulimi ali wonse vaikileko mitengo 555 ni chisanzo mulimi ali wonse pachaka zishangako mitengo yokwana 5 kozi niziva ngati mulimi akwanisa kutenga kushanga mitengo ino ziko yonse izazala na mitengo.
Christopher Chisi, 5FM News in Lusaka.
Another story is trending this evening. The United Kingdom has today announced an increase in its support to Zambia in dealing with the current cholera outbreak. 2 unidentified passengers have died on the spot, while the driver and the baby have sustained minor injuries after the motor vehicle they were traveling in collided with a stationary Fuso fighter due to excessive speed in Chisamba. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Zambia Correctional Service recruitment has cautioned the public to be wary of unscrupulous people who are masquerading as recruitment officers on different social media platforms. In a statement, Correctional Public Relations Officer Malambo Mwemba has observed that certain unauthorized individuals are fraudulently using their name, logo, and details to advertise and make fake job offers under the guise of the Zambia Correctional Service. Mr. Mwemba says the Correctional Service is currently not running any recruitment and has advised the public to ignore the fake advertisement. He explains that it is the policy of the Correctional Service to advertise in both print and electronic media whenever they are recruiting for cadet officers, warders, and warderesses. Mr. Mwemba has further advised members of the public against falling victim to these scammers.
From Radio Business News, we mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Now in foreign news, Pope Francis has said African bishops were a special case regarding their opposition to his decision to allow blessings for same-sex couples, but he remained confident that gradually everyone will be reassured by the Church's declaration. In an interview with an Italian newspaper, the Pope said African church leaders and their supporters saw homosexuality from a cultural point of view as something bad. Here's a roundup from the BBC.
French farmers have begun using their tractors to blockade key routes into Paris as part of broader countrywide protests. Their grievances include falling incomes, environmental regulations, rising tape and competition from imports. The authorities have warned them against trying to implement their declared aim of stopping food deliveries to supermarkets. A senior Hungarian official has accused the European Union of trying to blackmail his government after Budapest blocked a huge package of aid for Ukraine in December. Reports from Brazil say the second son of the former President Jair Bolsonaro has been targeted in police raids as part of an investigation into alleged illegal spying. The reports say a search mandate was issued for the residence of Carlos Bolsonaro, a city councillor at Rio de Janeiro. Fishermen on board 2 trawlers hacked by pirates off the coast of Somalia have been rescued in separate operations. The Seychelles Coast Guard says it captured 3 pirates and liberated 6 crew members of a Sri Lankan fishing boat seized in the Arabian Sea. And an Indian warship has rescued 17 people on an Iranian-flagged fishing vessel in the Gulf of Aden.
And finally, in sports news, Xabi Alonso has emerged as hot favourite to become the next Liverpool manager following Jurgen Klopp's shock decision to leave the club at the end of the season. A former Anfield favourite, he scored in their Champions League final win in 2005. Alonso has enjoyed spectacular success at Bayern Leverkusen, who sit 2 points clear of Bayern Munich at the top of the Bundesliga and are in the knockout stages of the Europa League after an unblemished group stage campaign. When he joined the club in October 2022, they were second from bottom after 8 Bundesliga games. Just 26 games later, they finished in 6th place and in Europe. And now the weather report brought to you by Class Econ.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The weather summary for the day: a moderate, relatively moist airflow from the southeast continues to influence most parts of Zambia, resulting in reduced rainfall activities. However, the northern parts of the country are still under the moist airflow from the northwest, leading to isolated rains. Luapula, Northern and Muchinga provinces, including the extreme northern parts of Northwestern Province, are partly cloudy, slightly windy and mild, with a chance of isolated rains. Western, Southern, Copperbelt, Central, Lusaka and Eastern provinces, including much of the Northwestern Province, have few clouds, windy at times and mild. That ends the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
And that weather report brings us to the end of the news this evening. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Department of Immigration responds to allegations that it breached court order and deported Chinese investors. Chongwe farmer urges residents to halt deforestation. African bishops, a special case on same-sex blessings. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy Report of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Judith Mwabe. Good evening.